The ongoing war in Ukraine has drawn global attention, not only for its devastating impact on the region, but also for the unexpected involvement of North Korean troops. Reports indicate that North Korea has deployed thousands of soldiers to support Russia's military efforts, particularly in the Kursk region, marking Pyongyang's first significant participation in a major armed conflict since the Korean War. While the human cost has been high, estimates suggest significant North Korean casualties. This deployment could paradoxically strengthen North Korea's military capabilities in the long term. By gaining real-world combat experience, adapting to modern warfare tactics, and deepening ties with Russia, North Korea stands to enhance its military prowess, posing new challenges for South Korea and its allies. North Korea's military engagement in Ukraine began to surface in late 2024, with South Korean and Western intelligence estimating that Pyongyang dispatched between 10,000 and 15,000 troops to Russia. These forces, primarily special operations units, have been deployed to Russia's Kursk region, where Ukrainian forces launched a surprise incursion in August 2024. Both Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un confirmed this deployment in April 2025, with Putin praising the heroism of North Korean soldiers and Kim ordering a monument to honor those killed. The battlefield has been brutal for North Korean troops. South Korean lawmakers, citing intelligence reports, estimate that approximately 600 soldiers have been killed, with total casualties, including injuries, reaching around 4,700. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky claimed in February 2025 that 4,000 North Korean troops had been killed or wounded, a figure that highlights the high attrition rate faced by these forces. Despite these losses, North Korea's participation in Ukraine offers strategic benefits that could reshape its military capabilities. One of the most significant advantages for North Korea is the opportunity to gain real-world combat experience in a modern, high-intensity conflict. The North Korean military, while large, boasting over 1.3 million personnel, has not engaged in active warfare since the 1950s. The war in Ukraine, characterized by advanced technologies like drones, precision artillery, and electronic warfare, provides a testing ground for North Korean forces to adapt to 21st century combat. Initially, North Korean troops struggled with modern tactics. Ukrainian military intelligence noted that early deployments moved in large groups across open terrain, making them vulnerable to drone strikes. However, reports indicate that these forces have since adapted, traveling in smaller units to evade detection and learning to counter drone warfare. South Korean lawmaker Lee Seung-kwin, after a briefing from the National Intelligence Service, stated, "After 6 months of participation in the war, the North Korean military has become less inept, and its combat capability has significantly improved as it becomes accustomed to using new weapons such as drones." This adaptation is critical for North Korea, whose military has long relied on outdated Soviet-era equipment and rigid tactics. Exposure to Russia's arsenal, including drones and modern artillery, allows North Korean soldiers to develop skills that could be applied to future conflicts, particularly on the Korean peninsula. The experience gained in Ukraine could also inform North Korea's training programs, enabling it to modernize its doctrine and improve the effectiveness of its special forces, a key component of Kim Jong-un's military strategy. North Korea's deployment to Ukraine is underpinned by a mutual defense treaty signed with Russia in June 2024, which requires both nations to provide military assistance if attacked. This alliance has facilitated not only troop deployments but also the transfer of significant military resources. North Korea has supplied Russia with millions of artillery shells, ballistic missiles, and advanced weaponry, including 120 long-range self-propelled artillery systems and 120 multiple-launch rocket systems. In return, North Korea likely receives technical assistance and access to advanced Russian military technology, which could bolster its nuclear and missile programs. The South Korea Institute for Defense Analyses, KADA, has highlighted the strategic value of this cooperation, noting that North Korea prefers in-kind and technical assistance from Russia to enhance its military capabilities. Such assistance could include upgrades to North Korea's missile technology or improvements in its cyber warfare capabilities, both of which pose direct threats to South Korea and its allies. The deepening Russia-North Korea alliance also provides Pyongyang with a powerful geopolitical partner, potentially shielding it from international sanctions and emboldening its confrontational stance toward the United States and South Korea. Potential strengthening of North Korea's military through its Ukraine deployment raises serious concerns for South Korea. Seoul has already responded to Pyongyang's actions by considering increased aid to Ukraine, a move that could escalate tensions on the peninsula. South Korea's military, which hosts 28,500 U.S. troops, must now contend with the possibility of a more experienced and technologically advanced North Korean force. Military analysts warn that North Korea's exposure to modern tactics, particularly drone warfare, could enhance its ability to conduct asymmetric operations against South Korea. The transfer of Russian technology could also accelerate North Korea's development of advanced weaponry, posing a direct threat to South Korean and U.S. forces in the region. Furthermore, the combat experience gained by North Korean special forces could make them more effective in potential cross-border operations or sabotage missions. North Korea's involvement in the Ukraine war, while costly in terms of lives and resources, offers Pyongyang a rare opportunity to modernize its military. By gaining combat experience, adapting to advanced warfare tactics, and deepening its alliance with Russia, North Korea could emerge as a more formidable threat. For South Korea and its allies, this development underscores the need for heightened vigilance and strengthened defense cooperation. As North Korea learns from the battlefields of Ukraine, the Korean peninsula braces for a new era of uncertainty, where a stronger North Korean military could reshape the regional security landscape.